Good afternoon, class.
Good afternoon, miss.
Right. So we're going to begin today's class with a warm up, of course. So I wanted to jog up and down. There's one, and I wanted to do two from that post to the tire. Go. Take your time not to jog too fast. Make sure. All right. So now we're going to do some stretches. What kind of stretches? I know. Right. But we don't want to hold them for too long. So like, you want to count to like 5 seconds. Stretch out your hand for balance. Do some more stretches for your arms. That's all the stretches, you know? Okay, spread your legs. Come out the grass. Spread your legs. Wider. Wider. Right. Reach to one side, both hands. 5 seconds. Count it out. Reach forward. Stay. Back to your leg. Don't bend your knees. Right. Now you're going to the side. Right. Over your head, the arm. Right. Don't bend your knees. Next side. Now you want to go right arm, left foot. To your right arm, to your left foot. Right. Left arm, right foot. Right. You want stand up straight now. Knees to your chest. Pull your knees to your chest. Right. Next foot. You want it out to the side. You're pulling it up, but you want it out to the side. Like, right. Okay, that's all right for now. Okay, so today we're gonna be starting some javelin, right? And the first thing we want to do with javelin is talk about safety, because javelin is a pointy object and it could damage you or others if you don't know how to handle it properly. Okay, so we have 5 rules that we must take into consideration when we're dealing with javelins. So the first and most important is that when you're throwing javelin, you must have an area designated for throwing, right? So if you're throwing and you're throwing in that direction, that is the only direction that you should throw, right? So don't make anybody throw back the javelin and stuff like that. So if you throw the javelin and you go to collect it, pick it up, walk back with it, and only throw in that direction, right? Right. Then you want to remember that the end of it is pointy. So you don't want to have that end up facing towards nobody. So you always want to have the tip of the javelin facing downwards when you're walking with it. Also, if persons are in the area that you're going to throw, you obviously cannot throw if persons are in that area. So if you know Not throwing, make sure that you're out of the way and you're on the side so that you cannot get injured. Also, lastly, when it is you go and you collect the javelin and you bring it back, do not just rest it down on the ground like that because the end is still out and somebody could still get cut on the foot and like that. So you stick the end into the ground to make sure that the end is not like out in the open to hurt anybody. Right? Right. Now, in your own words, recap what it is I just tell you.
So,
Come closer.
if you have a direction where throwing the javelin, only throw in direction and don't throw in other direction.
Alright. Well,
And if it have people in that direction they throw in, wait until they move until the, and then you go to throw.
alright, well.
When you're walking back with the javelin, do not throw it back, hold it in your hand and walk.
You already said that. You don't remember what else I said?
And
I said always have the tip of the javelin facing down. Remember saying that? And when I said stick it in the ground so that you don't have it out to injure anybody.
I was gonna say other people.
I asked you if that was all you remembered. And you said yes. Okay. Anyway, moving on. So now that we are aware of javelin safety and stuff like that, we're going to move into the first step in throwing javelin, which is the grip and how you hold the javelin to throw, right? Now, we don't have a javelin here, but I have a little stick that I would use to demonstrate the different ways you could hold the javelin to throw, right? So, that's now. Come on, hold the camera. Okay, so it have three basic grips that you just use when throwing the javelin, right? So the first one, you put the javelin between your second finger and your third finger, and you place it to the top of the. It have on the javelin. It will have like a rope for you to grip. So you place it to the top, and you stick it there in your fingers, and you hold with these other fingers here. So it forms like a V between these two fingers, and that's why I just call it the V grip, right? Then it have a second grip where you place your third finger and your thumb to the top, and you leave this finger up like this, and you wrap your other fingers around. Very simple. And then it have the third one, which is the most common one that throwers use, and that is when you place your second finger and your thumb to the tip of the rope, and you just wrap your other fingers around. Simple as that, right?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Now I would like you to demonstrate these grips to me. So the first grip, that is not how I was holding the javelin. If that was a javelin, you'd have damaged yourself. We just talk about safety, right? No, no.
So exactly what I do.
No, that's not what he was doing. You have the javelin the wrong way. No. Throw the javelin from like that. Let me see. Exactly. Because look the tip of the javelin there.
You never tell me which part is the tip.
But come on, it's obvious that is the tip of the javelin. You're still holding it wrong. You're holding it wrong again. You want your palm the other direction. No. That side, but turn your hand around. You want your hand upwards. I'm gonna show you this one more time. Right, better. Now, the second grip. Now, you want your third finger and your thumb to the top. Hold it properly. Third finger and the thumb alone. Hold it. Right, and you want that other finger straight along the javelin. Right. Next grip. You want the second finger and the thumb to the top and you wrap the others around. Right? Do it again. Start from the first one. Right. Second one. No. Third finger and the thumb. Leave that one alone. Right. The third one. Go again. First one. Second one. Third one. Second finger and the thumb. Wrap the rest around. Okay. And that's the three basic grips that we just use to throw javelin. Now we want to go into actually throwing. And I know you have a broom in your hand, but let's pretend it's a javelin. And the tip of the javelin is supposed to be where?
In front,
Facing.
the direction that you want to throw the javelin.
No. We talk about this in the safety. Right, because you're not throwing. Right? Okay, so now we want to actually move into the throwing. You can rest on the stick. We're not going to be using that just yet. So, what do you think is the first step in actually throwing a javelin?
Footing,
Your footing? What do you mean by that?
with what you're placing your foot to throw.
Somewhat, but not really.
You run up.
No, we're going to do a standing throw. We're not running up yet. And what do you think is the most important thing in a standing throw?
Your stance.
Right, how you stand. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate and I'm going to walk you through your stance and then we're going to actually go into the throw. Okay? So I'm gonna need you to come over to the right side. Right. So the grip I use is the last one and the most common one. Right? And so let's get into how you stand. Pause. Right. So the first thing is we want to do a side on stance. I know you think that we throw in that direction, so we have to be facing that direction. But no, you want to go from a side on position, right? And from your side on, you want to take your power position. I know we discussed that last week in the shot put, and I know we talked about the power position last week for the shot put, and I mentioned that it is important to all throws because we need that power position in this throw as well. So it is very similar, if not like the exact same thing, where you want your foot shoulder width apart, one slightly in front of the other. You want your feet to the back and your toes, and you want to transfer your weight to that feet in the back. Right? So the feet is the same thing. Your arms is where the difference comes in. In javelin, we want to be using both arms. So we want your non-throwing arm straight back, right? Stretch like all the way back, and you want your hands high. You don't want your hands low because remember, have a long tail to the back of the javelin. If your hands low, it will drag on the ground. That can cause a problem. So you want high hands straight back, right? This is usually very uncomfortable for most people because the javelin would be very close to your eye, right? You want your non-throwing arm, you want it pointing forward at a 45-degree angle to say, because that is where you're aiming to throw the javelin, right? And that is your stance, basically. Right?
Yes, miss.
Good. Now I want you to demonstrate what I just showed you. Okay, so shoulder width apart, one slightly in front of the other. Put your heel, this heel, behind that heel. Right. You already have up the javelin. Turn this foot, your right foot. Right. Then you want this foot right here on your toes. Right. And you want to shift your weight. Right. Now your arms straight, straight back. Your hand bend. Right. Right. Other arm, 45 degrees. This arm done bend already. Right. Good. That's your stance. Now we're going to go into the actual throwing. But I know you can't throw the stick, so that is why I brought the balls. Right? So throw the stick on the road. So we're going to use the ball. And we're not going to focus on how far the ball go. We want to focus on your proper stance and the proper technique in the throw. Right? Right?
Yes, miss.
Right. Okay. So we shoulder width apart, one foot slightly in front of the other. We're on we toes, we lean in, arms straight. I forget to mention that your palm should be facing upward. And 45 degrees, right?
Yes.
From here, you can't leave this hand here and throw. That don't make sense. So we want to pull this hand to your hip, right? And while we're doing that, we want to pivot this foot. That's on your toes,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you want to do it around the same time. So pull and pivot, right?
Yes, miss.
So when you pull and you pivot, you're going to feel your hand coming forward, but it's going to come forward like this naturally. You want to try to keep it straight and pull it over your head, right?
Yes, miss.
So like this basically, right? My hand didn't come out here, it came here and over my head, right?
Yes, miss.
Also, to finish the throw, as always in all throws, you want to finish on this side. So you must follow through with the throw, right? So full demonstration now, right? Simple.
Yes, miss.
One more time. Simple.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right. Arms. Nice. Go ahead. You need to turn your entire body with the throw, right? Okay, let me tell you what you're doing. You're picking up the foot in the back. Not to pick it up, pivot, just keep it on the ground, just turn it. When you finish turn and you're throwing, then you pick up the foot. Right? Go again. Better, but you're not aiming properly. Right? Make sure to bring your hand over your head. That way you will get the proper trajectory for the 45-degree angle. It's okay if you can't find the next one. Come quick. You're wasting time. The next one actually supposed to be right or wrongly because it didn't go far. Right. Go ahead. Okay, your hand's still coming out wide. It's coming out like that. Right, right. Over your head. Go on, guys, go on, guys. Okay, grab the stance. Aim, aim. No, you see your weight right about now. All your weight is on the foot in the front. Right, that's what you want. Pivot, pull your hands. Right. Remember the steps. You cannot do it in slow motion, but you remember. Go ahead. Go on, guys, go on, guys. Okay, so we're going to take a 5 minute break and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna do 6 shows. And this time I'm not going to tell you anything, right? So go and get some water. So I'm going to demonstrate for you one more time in slow. I'm gonna break it up into parts and then I'm gonna do the whole thing quickly, right? So we stance, shoulder width, one slightly in front of the other. On your toes, weight on the foot in the back, right?
Yes, miss.
Arms straight back, straight forward, 45-degree angle, right? Pull, pivot. Kind of doing it at the same time. Pull, pivot, right? And then follow through, right? One time, full thing.
You never follow through, by the way.
Okay, I have to cut that out. Right?
Yes, miss.
45-degree angle. Right?
Yes, miss.
Okay, go ahead. All right, so we finished with the balls for now. You can put them down. Okay, so that brings us to the end of today's class. So we're gonna finish with our cool down. This time I want you to jog up and down one, walk up and down one, and then we're gonna do some stretches. Go ahead. Take your time, slow it down. We want to walk, take deep breaths, and lower your heart rate. Go ahead. Keep walking. Gradually get slower and slower. Just because you're taking smaller steps doesn't mean you're going slower. Alright, stop. Alright, so we're gonna do some stretches. This time you wanna hold it for at least 10 seconds. Go ahead. Some quick 10 seconds, but anyway, so let's recap a little bit of what we did today. What do you remember from what we did today?
I remember that when they throw in your javelin, you must only throw it in one direction, but only one at a time, nobody looking you way. And when you're walking back with it, you have to make it face the ground so you don't injure somebody. And when you're done, you stick it in the ground.
Okay, anything else you remember?
Mm.
So you don't remember any of the grips?
The first grip is when you hold the javelin, but it must make a V. And when you hold the rope and you wrap the other fingers around.
Okay, anything else?
And the second grip is when the thumb and the third finger, you hold the rope and the other finger wrap around, leaving this finger to hold the bottom. And the last grip is when you hold the javelin like this and wrap your other fingers around.
Anything else? Do you remember anything else? If you don't remember, it's simple to say you don't remember.
When your stance to hold your javelin is you stand up with one foot slightly in front of the other. You put your hand at a 45 or 40 degree angle like that. Um, hold the
Which
javelin
direction you're throwing?
down.
And that is your stance?
And yes, when you're throwing, you must bring up and
Pivot.
pivot your foot. So
Okay. That's all I remember? Okay. Well, that brings us to the end of today's session. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next week.